Diary of Brother Michael, the Observer. Entry 1. The 22nd day of the 100-year vigil. The incense still lingers, bitter on the tongue, sweet in the blood. I have not spoken aloud in 6 days, perhaps longer. Time falls in on itself when you sit at the edge of past, present, and future. The oculus stings behind my eyes. The voice of God whispers in pulses, stuttering truths carried along the timbre of my bones. I transcribe as best I can. My hand shakes, but the ink flows steady. This morning, the chamber walls cracked, not from decay, but from the word echoing too strongly through my helm. I had to bite my tongue to avoid crying out. A soldier of the cyanide does not cry, he echoes. Today I saw them, the trench line, jagged spires of rusted steel, barbed wire woven like thorns around the broken body of the world. And beyond them, the heretics, twisted mockeries, but clever. They baited us with a dying angel, its wings riddled with gunshots and decay. I foresaw it. I leapt, vaulted the while with a pole arm in hand, moving not with thought, but with direction. The word told me where to land. The word told me where to strike. 3 died before they could raise their rifles. I heard the voices shift, static to turn to command. I relayed it. Our left flank repositioned before the heretical gas could breach the trench. Many lived, yet I tire. I see the stars behind my eyes when I close them. I tried sleeping again last night. The divine echo sang louder than ever, drowning the silence with the holy discord. My tongue tasted iron. I took the drought, bitter, blessed. My dreams were of fire and the sun bleeding through the clouds of the wound. I awoke with the words still on my lips. I am not permitted to speak. Tomorrow I return to the line. My helm grows heavier. The ibis burns hotter. But I know the law still guides my hand. Even if I fall, I will fall precisely where I must. The trench must hold. Entry 2, 25th day of the 100-year vigil. The mud has teeth. It chews on the boots and soles alike. We lost another initiate today, Brother Elan. Too green. The voice had not yet settled in his helm. I saw it before it happened, the flicker of doubt in his stance, the brief lapse of attention as he hesitated to adjust his visor. A single moment, a single heretic round, perfectly placed. I marked the time of his death before he fell. His last breath was still in his lungs when I retrieved the oculus from his corpse. It will be returned to the temple. It must be cleansed. I gave him a prayer, not aloud of course. Only the silent verse burned into my chest with my fingers. The word sees, the word speaks, the word guides. I know not if he heard it, I know not if I did. The trench pole arm glows heavier in my grip. I used it thrice today, once to break through the barricade of bone and wire, once to silence the howling prophet who preached the anti-gospel through a microphone of living flesh, once to hoist a wounded chaplain to safety. The eye of God warned me of each trap laid before me. I obeyed, I moved, I lived. I find myself missing silence, not the absence of sound. I have that in plenty, but the truth silence, where the voice rests and the echo dims, but the word has grown louder. The commands arrive faster, stitching into my blood before I even hear them. Today I was ordered to mark a fellow observer for removal, Brother Tian. His helm flickered, his movements delayed. The voice hesitated when it passed through him, like scriptures stuttering. I saw what would happen if he remained, a breach in the eastern wall. 17 dead, a priest of rank among them. I made the mark. He will be recalled today. If he resists, I will end him. Such is obedience, such is the price of the prophecy. Entry 3, 30th day of the 100-year vigil. They sent us deeper today. The word gave no reason, only direction. I followed it without question, as always. I do not remember how many steps it took to reach the new trench. The mud drank our footsteps faster than we could make them. It smelled of metal, rot, and fear. The heretics here chant in tongues older than the written word. I can hear it even with the helm sealed tight. One of them sinks backwards, his voice layered with thousands of others, many of them still screaming. The eye of God within my helm flashes violently when he speaks. I dare not to listen too long. The voice begins to split when I do. It becomes blurred. I make a sigil of purification in the muck near our firing line. It trembled for 3 minutes, then shattered. I reported the incident, no reply. Brother Maverick began bleeding from his nose after a vision. His helm recorded 3 futures, none of which end with him alive. He walks now with his eyes closed, whispering the litany of stillness. I do not envy him, but I do admire his devotion. I slept 2 hours tonight. My dreams were of clean stone, golden light, and stairways that led nowhere. I cried when I woke, only for a second. I told no one. Entry 4, 35th day of the 100 years vigil. They took my helm for calibration. I feel deaf. The voice is gone. The eye no longer burns. I stare at a wall and see only walls. The world is grainy without divine focus. I am told this is normal, that the recalibration is necessary after a full month of frontline operation. The chaplain blessed me with ash and anointed my tongue with silence. Still, I fear the quiet. I overheard the surgeons speaking. They said my neural tissue shows stress fractures, that too many timelines are beginning to wear grooves in my mind, that I may begin slipping between memory and prophecy without control. They whispered it like gossip, but I know they are right. Time no longer flows in one direction for me. Last night I awoke mid-sentence reciting a command that has not yet been given. It frightens the others. One acolyte called me unmoored. I marked his name. Tomorrow I receive the helm again. I will feel whole, or I will feel nothing. Entry 5, 41st day of the 100-year sigil. The sky bled at dawn, not metaphorically, physically. Red mist poured from a cloud and painted the trenches. It was warm and it hummed with hymns none of us had written. The other observers fell to their knees. I did not, I just watched. The voice of God rang louder than it ever has. Not a whisper this time, but a roar. I could not hear my own thoughts, only decree. I obeyed. I do not remember the fight clearly. My body moved through the fog with only holy precision. The eye guided every strike. My pole arm found flesh without hesitation. Heretics died before they knew I was there. One of them, a giant stitch from stolen corpses, tried to speak. I silenced him with the final verse of the Book of Breaking. When the fog cleared, the ground was littered with broken shapes and sanctified steel. The others praised me. They said I had become the word itself, that I moved like scripture written in blood. I do not feel proud, I feel hollow. This is glory in obedience. There is peace in purpose, but I wonder how much of me remains. And that is the end of the diary of Brother Michael's, the Observer's story. And if you watch my previous video, you basically know how his story ends. I don't know if I want to put in more entries with this, because to be honest, I am kind of burnt out writing these. And that also comes up with next week we will not have a video. Next week Tuesday I'm just gonna take a break because my mind has just been stressing a lot, and writing these stories has taken a lot out of me. And let me know your thoughts on this current entry and share them in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, and it would be awesome if you subscribed as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in the trenches.